Welcome to Cloudy Knit Crochet. My name is Lori. I would love to crochet up a storm with you, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you. In episode 20, I will show you how I organize my yarn and that I'm starting a tutorial by Bev from the Dittmer Knittery channel, and how I go about the process of how I film for my channel. I was watching some other channels and they were talking about how they organize their yarn. So since I went on a couple of my very first yarn hauls, I thought I'd show you the yarn that I purchased and talk about how I go about organizing it. So right now in my craft room, what I did is I just threw it all down on the floor. And you can see those little magical red tags, which are the clearance yarn that I purchased at the famous Hobby Lobby sale. And then on Amazon, I bought these Organza bags. So I'm planning on organizing my yarn in those bags. So there's the pile of yarn. So in the next segment, I'll have them all bagged up for you to see. After I bagged up the yarn, I had a thought. In each bag, I'm going to write a note. How many skeins do I have of this yarn? And how many bags did I bag up with this yarn? That way, when I pull a bag, I will know the total skein count and the total yardage of this yarn. Then I could decide what project can I make with this amount of yarn. How do you organize your yarn? I would love to hear your tips and tricks. So please leave me a comment below. Thank you. After organizing my skeins of yarn, I'm going to put all my leftover yarn in baskets. And this is one of the baskets that I have. I find leftover yarn is really good for amigurumi, or if you're going to be doing like a scrappy type Afghan or any type of scrappy project, then you could pull all your extra yarn. So after talking to you how I organize my yarn, now I like to share the work in progress I'm working on. The yarn I'm using is Patton's Classic Wool Worsted Weight yarn. It has 194 yards, and this color is brown mustard. This color is Aran. And then my last color that I'm using is called Pine. The project I'm making is by Bev from Dittmer Knittery, and I will leave that information for you in the description box below. And the hashtag for this project is hashtag How I Felt 2021. And she's going to be teaching us how to crochet up a bag and then felt it. I've never done the felting process, so I'm really excited to do this project. If you're interested in the project of how to felt a bag, please go check out her channel. She's an awesome teacher when she's walking you through the process. In the next few segments, I'd like to share with you how I go about filming my episodes for my YouTube channel. One of the places that I do my filming is in the cat domain, where Link likes to hang out on top of my desk. Hi, kitty. So there he is. This is a antique desk that I bought at an antique store. And when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. It was only 25 bucks, so I couldn't pass it up. What I've learned from other channels is they like to do their filming on a light surface. So before, I would just do my filming right on top of the wooden desk, but now what I've decided to do is lay a Afghan that I made on top of it to give it that light background. I made this Afghan years ago, and I don't even remember the pattern that I made. So this is where I do most of my filming when I'm doing close-ups of working on projects and showing you stuff with my hands. The contraption you see hanging over the desk is what holds my phone when I do top-down videos. And I purchased it on Amazon, and I will leave that link for you in the description box below. And it just clips right onto the desk over on the side. The other place I do my filming for my episodes is in my craft room, which is called Nana's Nook. And I'm a quilter, so a lot of my stuff in my craft room is quilting related. And what you see here, this is the area where I begin my episode by giving you props of what you're going to be seeing in this episode and what this episode is going to be about. And then on my little sign there, I just changed the numbers of what episode I'm working on. So right now there's no numbers on there. So that's that area. And then when you swing around from there, the craft table here was made by my wonderful husband, and he designed it how I wanted it to be built, and he did a beautiful job. And this is awesome, having a workstation, especially when you're standing. And right here you see the blocking boards that I use, and I got a couple projects on there right now, 2 crochet alongs that I'll be doing episodes about. And then over here is where I organized all my yarn that I bought with my yarn hauls. I keep a fair amount of my yarn in the tubs. And again, that's another crochet along on the rocking chair. And then behind the rocking chair, you see all the bins that I put the yarn in. And then the bookcase, I'm keeping that crochet related. I've noticed when you're involved in many different crafts, I need to organize that craft all in one location it makes sense in my brain so I don't get confused. Am I quilting now and doing embroidery work, or am I crocheting? So this is my little crochet corner. And the quilt up there is one I made a few years ago. And another nice thing I enjoy about my craft room is I have really good lighting. I do some videos on top of my craft table, but I probably need to utilize this space a little more when I do my episodes. So something for me to think about. And then, of course, I have my babies. I collect succulents and cactus. And these guys are my indoor succulents. And they get to face a south-facing windows, so they're very happy where they are. And in my family room is where I do most of my crocheting, right there in that chair. And you can see I have a shawl on the back, so if I get chilly from the fan in the middle of a hot summer, I just throw that over my shoulders. So I have my little toolbox with all my crochet items. And then this little table can swivel around the chair. And if I'm doing a tutorial, learning how to crochet something, which I'm doing right now, making the felt bag that Bev is doing on her channel. And again, I'll put her information below. And then I always have a little notebook close by to write all my notes. So if I can't remember something, I go to my notes to check it out. So there you go. That's where I do my filming. I do a little bit here in the family room, my table in the living room, and then up in my craft room called Nana's Nook. So I like to bounce around. So there you go. Oh, and the filming app that I use is called iMovie app. And so that's where I do all my editing for my episodes. And I'm not very technical, savvy. So of course I had to ask my kids, how do I go about editing and filming? And so my kids told me, Mom, you got to do it on iMovie. So I recently got an iPhone. My kids told me I was on the dark side, having an Android. So they've told me I moved to the light side because I have an iPhone now. So that's how I do my episodes. I hope you enjoyed traveling around with me in my home, how I, for my crochet hobby, which I enjoy and is like one of my favorite hobbies. So there you go. Thank you for watching. In my next episode, I will be sharing one of the crochet alongs that you saw on top of my craft table. Bye for now, until we meet again.